Hello everybody, Lord Almighty here. Today is Sunday, October 28th, 2018, and I am on my way to hop the border into Pennsylvania. One of my subscribers was nice enough to invite me to fish with him on a private club lake that he belongs to. He's got his own boat and everything, and just out of the blue, just asked me to go fishing. And apparently he got it into his head that I'm a pretty good fisherman, so he wants me to teach him everything I know about fishing lures. So I figure that should take 2, maybe 3 minutes. Don't know what we're going to do for the rest of the day, but should be fun. See you guys on the water. Hey! You must be Paul.
What do you think? Are you going to catch anything?
We're going to give it hell trying. Good to finally meet you.
I appreciate you doing this.
Hey, no problem, man. No problem at all.
So what you got with you?
I just brought a little bit of everything.
Okay. That's what I did too.
These fish are usually keyed in on bait fish this time of year, so I want to use lures that imitate fish.
Okay.
So I've got a spinner bait that kind of looks like a shad. It's got it's like a light color with some green on it.
Do you want the banks, or do you want like lily pads, or what do you want? Because
I mean, I feel like there should always be at least something going on along the banks.
okay.
So I think that's where we should start. You know, if we fish the banks and we're not getting bit, then we can try moving to someplace else.
Okay.
Now, a good thing about spots like this is it's like a congestion point. So you'll have fish going up and down here, especially if you have the wind blowing straight into it,
Right.
because it creates current, and the fish will just hang around waiting for food to come by. But this is a good spot to try most times.
Consider lighter now.
Let me take a look at it. Let me see what you have. Magnet is at max right now.
Safest place.
Yep. All right. So that's free. So you had it set about halfway. It's set pretty well right now. You shouldn't have too many problems with backlashing. So really, what you want to do is you cast with your right hand.
Yeah.
All right. So what you want to do is you want to kind of hold it like this with the grip split between your two fingers.
Right.
All right. Hit the button. You want to hold it like this with the paddle pointing down. You want to go back and I can't cast well with my right hand, but that's essentially what you want to do.
And your thumb is constantly on the thread?
No. If you have it set right, you shouldn't even really need your thumb. So, and we've got the magnet set up to where it stops the spool fairly quickly, so you shouldn't have too much problem with a backlash.
Okay.
But yeah, just play around with the release point to where you can get more distance. There you go, getting a little better. And like I said, just kind of play with the release angle, you know, to where you can get more distance.
Yeah, I'm always used to a side slinging.
Yeah, it seems like with lighter lures, you want to have like a higher release point, so that you can like arc it and get more distance. Whereas something like this, you can release it a little later and it goes straight out.
Right.
When I'm fishing with somebody else, it's kind of a good idea to use something different just to see what's working. Like if one guy starts slaying and then we all switch to that lure, obviously. Right. In the fall, when the vegetation starts dying off, the fish will try to find like the green vegetation that's still alive. For both, because the little bait fish will hang around the green vegetation because that's where all the benthic organisms live. You know, they don't live in the dying vegetation. So if you see like a bunch of dead vegetation and then all of a sudden there's like a patch of green stuff, you definitely want to fish the green stuff. Yeah, if the water's warmer at the surface this time of year, that means that there's probably going to be some fish up shallow. Although 57 is not a bad temperature, they'll still be active at that temperature. But I find that for bass particularly, they like water temps anywhere from high 50s to maybe mid 70s. That's like their butter zone.
So, but I mean, you can fish all winter long. Right?
Oh, you can certainly catch fish in water that's colder.
But you got to drop it right on their face.
Yeah, in some cases you do. Yeah, normally the name of the game in winter is just finding, where they sit and just dropping the bait right in front of them. So like something like a drop shot would be really good in the wintertime. Think you could move us in a little closer to shore?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to be able to hit the weed edge with this.
Okay. Professional, man. You should be able to do that from here.
You flatter me by calling me a professional, and it also shows your lack of judgment.
Put this monster on. I found this while I was floating down the Delaware.
Oh.
This is floating.
I've found a lot of lures in my time, like hundreds of dollars worth of lures.
Yeah.
But, I've lost like 10 times that many, so it's not like it even evens out.
Yeah.
I'm still in the red. Jerkbait's a good choice for this time of year.
So this, I pull it, give it a tug, and then what's the weight?
It depends on, a lot depends on water temperature and the activity of the fish. I mean, 50 degrees, or I would say anything higher than like mid 50s, you can work it fairly quickly. So give it like jerk, and then maybe sit for 2 or 3 seconds, and then just repeat. You could even do like a slow steady retrieve on those things too. I know the professionals don't tell you to do that, but I've caught fish doing that.
Do you think they're under the docks now? I don't think it's sunny enough for that. Don't they do that for cover? Do they do that?
They'll do that. They'll do that for cover as well as getting out of the shade, getting out of the sun. I mean, on sunny days there might be like more of them, but there'll usually be some fish relating to docks. I think what we might need to do is find a cove that's got the wind blowing straight into it. Yeah, so I think we should just follow the wind, and wherever that's blowing straight in, we'll try there.
So just straight ahead?
Yeah, pretty much straight ahead. Follow the wind direction. All right, let's turn around and go along that shoreline again. Yeah, let's just make a U-turn and go right back up, and we'll fish along this shoreline when we'll get to those trees in the water. Got another trick up my sleeve I want to try. Hope it works. You ever seen anybody use one of these? The Whopper Plopper?
Oh, I saw that. It spins, right?
Yeah, the back part spins. It's almost like a buzz bait, only it floats, so you can work it really slow. I've caught some really nice fish on this.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Who do they think that is? A mouse?
I'm not sure, because really nothing does that in the water. They might think it's a mouse. They could think it's like a bird in the water. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure. But something about the vibration from the tail, it just calls them in. Sometimes fishing windswept banks can be really good, but when the wind's like super strong like this, it kind of makes it more trouble than it's worth. We'll see if we can find some place a little quieter. Maybe come on up in there. See what's up that way. Yeah, we're starting to get white caps. That's not good.
You can see that line?
Barely. The good thing though about the Wacky Rig Senko is that the fish they'll keep it in their mouths for a while. So even if you don't like see the strike or feel it,
Right.
You know, if you lift up the rod tip, it'll just like feel heavy. And that's when you know you can set the hook.
So would you throw a worm like right up against those rocks and let it fall down in?
That's exactly what I'm doing right now. I got the Wacky Rig Senko and I'm just pitching it right over to those rocks. I don't know, Paul. Could be shaping up to be a tough day.
Did you fish all winter long?
Yeah. As long as there's no ice, I'll fish for as long as I can. You can actually do really well right after ice out. Literally the day after the ice comes off the lake, you can do really well. Because the fish seem to be a lot easier to pattern when the water's really cold. Those birds there might be diving.
What's that?
I think those birds there are diving. Let's go check it out.
Okay. Where you want to be, right on top of them?
Yeah, cut the motor now. And we'll just kind of drift into it. Yeah, there were cormorants here too, which means they could have been diving. Oh, there's birds going nuts down there. I think we should go check it out. Yeah, let's make a run down there and check it out. 'Cause those birds are going nuts. It's almost like fishing the ocean now. Just following the birds.
Right.
But I got no other ideas, so we might as well give it a shot.
Right.
Alright, let's make a beeline for those birds there. Yeah, there's definitely something going on here. And it looks like it might be over.
That was short-lived.
It usually is.
So what, something was chasing it?
There was, I think, there was like a big school of bait. There were fish coming up underneath them to feed, and that was pushing them up to the surface. And that's why the birds were going down. They were going down to get the stuff that was on the surface. This is prime right here. Windswept point, a lot of rocks. This time of year there should be fish all over it. Nah, there's nothing here. Wow. In the end, the fish are going to tell you what they want. You know, you can plan and strategize all you want, but the fish are the real bosses here. I hate to say it, but I think we got skunked. Okay, back here at home. Today was a rough day. We had pretty bad conditions today. They were actually a lot worse than I thought they were going to be today. So it was just a straight up struggle. You know, add to that the fact that I was fishing a body of water that I really had no idea about. It just didn't fall into place today. You know, what can I say? It was just one of those days where we threw everything we had at them and nothing worked. Super, ultra, mega giant sized shout out to Paul for contacting me and inviting me to go fishing with him, taking me out on his boat today. It was really, really a lot of fun fishing with him. He's a super nice guy, and I'm really looking forward to doing it again. I wish the end result today was a little bit different. Obviously, we didn't get the results we wanted, but we learned some stuff today. You know, even if it was stuff that, you know, we know not to do next time, we are more knowledgeable today than we were before, and with knowledge comes success. So next time we go out, I think we'll do a lot better. Man, fresh water, salt water, doesn't seem to matter. I just cannot buy a fish lately. But that just means I'm due, right? Next time I go out, I'm going to catch a 5-pound largemouth or a 20-pound striper or something. Something good is going to happen. I feel it. It's going to happen. So until then, thank you all so much for joining me today, and I will see you on the next adventure.